Good morning, guys. It's Carol. How are you? Merry Christmas. Pardon me. Uh, Merry Christmas. I just uh, wanted to make a video about something several of my subs said. You in the comments, you said, "Happy to see me looking so much better." Pardon me. I don't really feel so much better. Uh, it's been exactly a month today since my symptoms started. Thanksgiving was on November 25th. Sorry. Uh, so I'm still trying to get rid of the symptoms. In the daytime, I don't have the cough. Thank goodness. For weeks I did. But now I just have trouble breathing in the nighttime, and that's when I cough. My sorry, I am sorry. I have strawberry lemonade here. Hang on. My daughter Casey bought the ring light for my grandkids to give to me, and I don't know how to use it yet. So some of you who have a ring light, tell me. I don't want you to have to see the ring light in my glasses, and I don't know how to fix that. So some of you that have a ring light, tell me what to do. But until then, I think I'll just take my glasses off. Nobody ever sees me without my glasses because I can't see. But I don't like you seeing the ring light in my glasses. I'll have to figure that out. And I don't know how to do that right now. Since I'm blind as a bat, I definitely don't know where to look, but it's okay. I should have had this pulled up before I got on here. In the video where my grandkids and Casey and I were making the joke video, several of you said that I looked so much better, or looked like I felt better. Oh, honey. I do feel better, but not by a whole bunch. You know, when this whole pandemic started, I just was determined I was not going to get the nasty virus because I have a lot of trouble with my lungs. I have asthma, and I've had pneumonia 3 times, and my doctor tells me that my lungs have a lot of scar tissue from the pneumonia, and when I get a cold or the flu or something, I have a hard time with my lungs. So I've always told my family I cannot get COVID because I don't think I will survive it because of my lungs. I thought COVID was just like a super bad flu, is what I really thought. And you know, for my ex-husband, that's what it seemed to be like at first. I have a bunch of new subs. I've been divorced longer than I was married, and I was married for 19 years. I had 4 kids. My ex-husband and I are not on bad terms. Uh, in August, he and his wife caught COVID. Uh, they knew they had been exposed like on a Tuesday. They had COVID tests and they came out positive, but they didn't think they had any symptoms other than like a cold. They thought they had a cold. But then on that Sunday night, he got it suddenly extremely bad. It took a really big turn for the worse. And she took him to the emergency room, and if she hadn't, he would be dead. He was in the hospital 81 days, 43 days on a ventilator in a medically induced coma. And that is the one thing I learned from this. If you have a living will that says, don't do, I don't know how it's worded, don't use a machine to keep you living anyway. Well, that's what a ventilator is. So luckily he was to the point where his doctor told him, you're not going to live unless we put you on a ventilator. And he was able to gasp out, yes, put me on a ventilator. So think about that if you have a living will. I have a living will. Back when I said, yes, don't use extraordinary means to keep me alive, don't put me on a machine, none of us had ever heard of COVID. Well, now I do want to be on a ventilator if it gets to that point, to give me that chance to survive. But anyway, moving on. I didn't care about this, looking up to see if there were other symptoms other than flu-like, because I was not going to get it. I was going to do everything possible to keep from getting it, but I got it. And I didn't know, actually, on Thanksgiving Day, the horrible, horrible, horrible headache started. I had never heard anybody else mention a headache. My two older grandsons had COVID. Their dad and their stepmother and their two younger brothers had COVID, all in August when my ex-husband and his wife had COVID. And I didn't hear anybody else mention anything about a headache. But that's how mine started. It was on Thanksgiving with a horrendous headache. I mean, I've had a lot of migraines in my life. This is worse than a migraine. And I started coughing. But I didn't have any other cold symptoms. I didn't feel like I was getting the flu. I just felt like I was going to have a cold. But anyway, I didn't know the symptoms because I was not going to get it. But let me tell you what they are, just to set up for you. I'm going to tell you about how I feel. Fever and chills. I have chills daily. They just come over me several times a day. I am chilled to the bone. Sometimes I feel so cold, I shiver. The chills have not been fun. I have a fever right now. I tend to run a low-grade fever. Cough. Now, when I first came down with it, I coughed 24/7. And sipping on pineapple juice helped me more than anything with that cough. Finally, it went away, except in the night when I wake up having trouble breathing, like just now. I tend to cough, but nothing like before. Shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. I have that in the wee hours of the morning, like right now, but I also have asthma, and that's a bad asthma time of the day for me too. But yes, I do have shortness of breath. This is Christmas Day, so this must be Saturday. Last weekend, when Casey's dad and stepmom want to go out of town, she goes and stays at their house at Pet Sits because they've got 6 dogs and a cat. And last weekend, they were gone. I don't think they left until Monday. Anyway, they were gone sometime or the other. And then the night of one of the nights she was gone, My daughter lives in the apartment upstairs at this same complex. I live downstairs. But this one night last week, she was gone out to her dad's, and I was having such a difficult time breathing in the wee hours of the morning, and my chest hurt so bad. I decided to unlock my front door, which I never do, especially in the nighttime. Unlock my front door because my lungs hurt so bad, and I was having enough trouble breathing that I was afraid I was going to have to call an ambulance. And so I unlocked the door so they could get in, because Casey wasn't upstairs to come down and open the door for me. Fatigue. Well, before I got sick, I had chronic fatigue syndrome. I have been dead tired since the day I was born. But I have fatigue on top of fatigue now. Muscle or body aches. My muscles feel, in my back, it feels like they are twisting into knots. On Thanksgiving Day when I woken up, I could not turn my head to the right like that. And now it hurts minorly. For at least 3 weeks, it was excruciating, and I could not do it. I could not turn my head because this muscle just felt like knots. And I woke up like that on Thanksgiving Day, and it lasted a good 3 weeks. That was weird. Headache. Now, I've had the headache since Thanksgiving. It hurts right here. It hurts on the top of my head. It hurts all the way across the back, the base of my head. My head feels like it's huge, like it's too big for my body. I've never had a broken neck, but it just feels like my neck has been broken. It's what is the best way I can describe how I think it must feel, like a broken neck. And that headache has been consistent for the whole month. Every day. I take over-the-counter pain relievers. I've taken them consistently since Thanksgiving Day, and they don't do a thing for it. Loss of taste or smell. Yes. I told you the story of me telling my doctor, oh yeah, I can taste and smell, and coming home and my sister saying, smell your cinnamon, and I couldn't smell it, so I snorted and snorted cinnamon until I had this horrible burning sensation in my sinuses and my nose. It was just from snorting up cinnamon. But I still can't taste and I still can't smell. Sore throat. Now, I have not had a bad sore throat with this. That is the one symptom I have not had. Congestion or runny nose. Yes, I have had that, but not bad. I know I've had a mild case of the virus. At the beginning, closer to Thanksgiving, I did feel like I had a cold, and I blew my nose a lot and was congested, and I'd have either be congested or my nose was run, but that cleared away. Nausea or vomiting. I've had that daily since Thanksgiving. That's how I ruined my phone. But one of my antidepressants makes me feel nauseous a lot. So I don't know if it's from that or the nasty virus, although the nausea has been intense. So I think it's just added to it. Diarrhea. This is TMI, but I have irritable bowel disease, IBS-D for diarrhea. You can either have constipation or diarrhea. I'm one of the lucky ones that got diarrhea part. I just have explosive diarrhea without any notice. So I don't know if the bad diarrhea I've had this month has been from that or because it's part of COVID. It also says inability to wake up or stay awake. I told you the other day I made a video where all I could do was yawn, and I told you if I stop talking I will be asleep. I have that. New confusion. I stay confused. I don't know if it's new or not. I guess that's all of it. But the why I was even looking it up now was this headache. I have had this headache continually since Thanksgiving. And I looked up COVID headache. Let me see if I can find it. And this one doctor was talking about it, and he said they do not know why people with the virus, why many of us end up with this horrible headache. Brain scans appear to be normal, but that their patients tell them they have an excruciatingly painful headache that is not just in one spot, it's kind of all over. Here it is. Here's one article. Headaches are one of the most common symptoms experienced with COVID long haulers, when the pain lasts weeks or even longer. So I guess I'm a long hauler. I read another article that said some people have had a headache since the beginning of the pandemic and have had this headache 24/7 for a year now. Well, folks, I can't have this headache for a year. I mean, it is just horrible, excruciating, horrible. Sometimes I just go in the bedroom and cry because I can't handle the headache anymore, which only makes it worse. So I try not to do that. But anyway, having this horrendous headache is common in many people. Oh, here it says it can last for months for some people that have had only a mild case of COVID. Well, that's me. I know I had a mild case. They're left after the recovery with a new onset headache that does not remit, says this doctor. The patient will tell you they have 24/7 baseline of headaches and pain that gets worse from time to time. There's no clear cause behind the pain. Brain scans appear normal. Blah, blah, blah. Tends to be a very, very challenging headache to treat or manage because they just don't know why you have it in the first place. I'll be happy to have the headache go away. It's hard to do much of anything when you have all of those symptoms. And I have every single one of them except the sore throat. And I've had them daily for a month now. But you tell me I look like I feel better. Well, let me tell you what that is. Pardon me. I have a laundry list of labels regarding my chronic illnesses. I have migraines. I have major depressive disorder, which basically means treatment-resistant depression. I have anxiety really bad. I have panic attacks. I have asthma. I have irritable bowel syndrome. Claustrophobia. And I've had all of those all of my life, except the IBS. That's fairly developed in my 60s. Pardon me. And this cough is not bad. When I first, back towards Thanksgiving, I would just cough nonstop. Just cough, 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 cough. So it is better. It's only when I wake up in the early wee morning hours and I can't breathe. But when I make a video, I don't want to be the crying in my beer person. I don't drink beer, but and I've never wanted to be that way during my life, be the whiny butt person. But I'm being a whiny butt right now. The first 18 years of my life, I had an extremely weird childhood. My sister and brother and I did. Our dad was extremely schizophrenic, suspicious of anybody who laughed. So we did not laugh in our house. We did not. If I heard children are to be seen and not heard from my mom and my dad, one time I heard it 16 billion times, I did not talk. Didn't talk, didn't laugh, just buried my nose in a book or played jacks or did something off by myself away to stay out of the way. So I was very much an introvert and very shy. But when I was a senior in high school, or maybe a junior, I don't know, I went to this high school where there was like 120 kids in the graduating class. There was a boy who I passed in the hallways when we changed classes all the time. He was a year ahead of me. But one day he stopped me and he said, "You are the snootiest person. You always have your nose stuck up in the air. It's a wonder you don't scrape it on the roof," which totally shocked me. I didn't mean to be snooty. I meant to be invisible because that's how I had been all my life. Be invisible and you stay out of trouble. But when he told me that, I thought, well, I don't want people to think I'm snooty. That was never my intention. My intention was self-preservation. Be invisible, curl up in a little ball, you know. And after he told me that, I decided I would change. I did not want to be perceived as that. And then I graduated from high school and had to work to support myself. And I saw people that were happy and smiling. And I wanted to be that person. That is the personality I wanted to have. Happy and smiling and enjoying life. And so I taught myself how to be that person. Some people call that faking till you make it. Faking it till you make it. I don't really, and that's what I called it forever too. I'm going to fake it till I make it. But I don't really believe it's faking it. It's making a choice to be a happy person, not a withdrawn, in your shell, shy introvert person who can't talk or laugh. You know, I see it as choosing to become the person you want to be. That's how I felt I was doing. And for my new subs, I've got a lot of new subs. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. I worked in the library for 20 years. 18 or 19 of those in a children's department. So I definitely didn't want to be the Debbie Downer around little kids. I wanted to be a happy, friendly person. And so I became a happy, friendly person. And let me tell you how I did that, because I had the depression all along, serious depression, the asthma, the migraines, One time I heard a story about Betty Davis as related by another actor. They both were going to be on the Tonight Show. I believe this took place back when Johnny Carson still was alive. And this other actor, I've forgotten his name, he and Betty Davis were both in the green room. She was the more honored guest that night. She was going to be on first. But they were both in the green room. And he thought to himself, what on earth is she doing on this show tonight? She looked like an old 3/4 dead hag. She was all but asleep in a chair, just a withered mass of old woman, pathetic, non-responsive to anything. And he wondered, holy cow, what is she going to do on the Tonight Show in this condition? But when it was time for her to go on, Someone, came to escort her from the green room out. Suddenly, she was on. She pulled it all up together. He could see her on the monitor out with Mr. Carson. She was witty, she was charming, she was funny, she was engaging, she was alive. What she was is she was on. And then she was escorted back to the green room to get her things, and she was back to the old, pathetic, three-fourths dead hag. And I understand that perfectly. She was saving up her energy. When it was time for her to be on, she was on. And then she gave it her all, and then she had no more to give, and she was back to being the pathetic, three-fourths dead hag. What I learned from that is anybody can do anything for 5 minutes. And so at work, when my head hurt, when I was depressed, when I was anxiety filled, when I had all of these things going on, I would tell myself, Carol, nobody wants to come in this library and see old sourpuss hag. I don't want to be that person. I want to be a happy, friendly, smiling person. And so for 5 minutes, I can do anything. And 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes, turns into 20 minutes, turns into an hour. And that's how I made it through the day. And you may say I'm such a fake. That is not true. I'm trying to be the person that I want to be. However, one of my favorite memes says, people accuse those of us with chronic illness of faking being sick all the time. You don't look sick, but you say you are. However, the truth is we're faking being well. And that is the truth for anybody with any kind of chronic illness, let me tell you. But anyway, that's how I was my whole 20 years of working. I wanted to be the happy person, so I taught myself how to be the happy person, no matter what else was going on with my body. And that's how I continue to be. It would be so easy to just bawl in my Dr. Pepper, and I often do. It would be so easy just to curl up on the couch in the corner, pull the blanket over my head, and be miserable. But who wants to live like that? Who wants to live like that? And there are too many days that I do, but you don't see those because I don't make videos on days that I can't put a smile on my face. And bless my little grandkids' heart, they have seen me too many times when I am just down. But for the majority of the time they're with me, I try to be the happy grandma because that's what I want to be. However, they have seen me a lot as the depressed grandma. But anyway, when you say, oh, you look like you feel so much better. And I do feel better, but not enough to jump for joy about. First of all, I can't jump for joy. My headache would be pounding. The day we made the video with the jokes, we filmed those at my son and daughter-in-law's house at Rhett and Taylor's home. The blow-ups, Casey and I took pictures of those in various people's yards just as we drove around town. On the way to my son's house to film the jokes at their front door and with their Christmas tree, we would hit a bump in the road and I would just want to cry. It hurt so bad. Sunlight in my eyes hurts. Every bump in the road hurts because it feels like my neck is broken and my head is huge and my neck can't support it and I've got this horrible headache. But when we were telling knock-knock jokes, I was having fun. The kids were having fun. I wanted to be the happy grandma, and so I was the happy grandma. Everything's a choice in life, everything's a choice. But anyway, I definitely do Definitely can't talk. Definitely do still need your prayers because I am not well yet, and I want to be well. Um, I don't know if I just thought it or if I already told you. I have brain fog as well. One doctor said there are patients who still have the headache 24/7 after a year. I cannot have this headache for a year, honestly. So just pray for relief from the headache. Um, I'm going to try to go to a chiropractor, I think, next week and see if he or she can do something about my headache. I take over-the-counter pain things all day long, and it doesn't even touch it. But anyway, that's my how you feel story. Regardless of all of that, life is good. You know what? Life is darn good. Oh, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see anything. Please tell me how to film without you seeing the ring light in my glasses. Let me grab something. Hang on. I have all kinds of things planned for this Christmas season. This is Christmas morning. I have no tree up, no decorations up, no wreath up. I don't put my wreath outside. I put it on my dining room wall because somebody would steal it. But it's an absolutely gorgeous wreath. Absolutely gorgeous. Like nothing I've ever had before that my sub Darby sent me a couple years ago. I don't even know how long I've had this channel. Have I had it 2 Christmases? Anyway, I have received wonderful things from you subs. And I hesitate to mention them because I don't want my other subs to think, oh, she's asking for us to send her something. No, I am not asking you to send me anything. I am not a knee beggar. I want comments. I am begging for comments because I want to feel like we're friends. I really enjoy the comments and the cards and the letters. I received a Wendy's gift card and a letter from one of my subs just yesterday. Oh, I enjoyed that letter so much. And thank you for the gift card to Wendy's. I'd never eaten at a Wendy's, but I got it in the mail yesterday. Last night after the kids went home and it was just me and Casey here, I said, you want to go to Wendy's and get something for dinner? And we did. They closed at 6. We left here about 5:20. There's not a Wendy's real close to the apartments. However, they're building one right in front of the apartments. We have a Subway, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, and a Whataburger. And now next to the Whataburger, they're building a Wendy's. And these are all right in front of the apartment complexes. Hang on, I'm sorry. I told Casey, I got this gift card for Wendy's. You want to go have dinner? Because neither one of us felt like cooking. I mean, we have no energy. And what energy we have, we use it with the kids. So anyway, we went to Wendy's. The gift card was in for $10, and that was enough for her to have plenty to eat and me to have plenty to eat. They have really good deals. She ordered French fries and a 10-piece nugget, and I ordered a bacon cheese baked potato and 10-piece nuggets. And all we had to pay was $1.24 after the gift card because of the tax and stuff. But they were really busy. This was last night, Christmas Eve, and they were closing at 6. By the time we got up to the window to pick up our order, it was 2 minutes till 6. And the teenager there said, we're about to close. Here's what you ordered, plus here's another sack of food. Besides what we ordered, we eat 2 10-packs of nuggets, a baked potato, and an order of fries. That's what we ordered and paid for. We got 2 chicken sandwiches, another baked potato, and another order of chicken nuggets. and a bag full of barbecue sauce. I guess, they were closing and they were just going to throw it out, so they were giving it away to customers. uh, so we had plenty to eat last night. Thank you for sending the gift card to Wendy's. That was like my first time to try it. I can't taste, so I can't vouch for how well it tastes, but we had plenty of food to eat and share with the dogs. They love the nuggets. But anyway, one other thing I'm going to tell you. I went to Dollar Tree yesterday. They've gone up to $1.25. There was signs everywhere, $1.25 on the rows, like every 6 inches on the face of the row. It would say $1.25, $1.25, $1.25. I don't mind that it's gone up to $1.25. Seriously, it's been $1 forever and a day. Inflation, going up to $1.25 is not as much as other things have gone up. It's okay by me. Still a bargain. But anyway, while I was there, this was something I had planned to do with my grandkids for Christmas presents for whoever they wanted to give them to. And for me and for Casey. I saw this on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I cruise Pinterest all the time. Pardon me. I'll have to look up exactly how you do it. I don't remember if you cut the towel in half, gather it up, or whatever, but I will show you. But anyway, the premise is you take a kitchen towel. You take a kitchen pot holder. This one came to $2 for $1.25. What you do is you find the exact center of your kitchen towel, and then you take this and put it on the exact, fold it in half and get that in the exact center. Pretend like this one's not here. You fold it over, here's the loop. You stitch right across here from the pot holder into the towel, and then you fold this over, and you must stitch it again. I don't remember. Anyway, and then you have a button. You sew a button on that. You can put this over your stove handle and button it down, and that way it hangs on your stove handle and doesn't fall off. I intended to have my grandkids do this for people they want to give gifts to for Christmas, but I didn't get around to it. But I went yesterday, and while I was there, I thought I'd go ahead and pick up some kitchen towels and pot holders while I was there. And we will get my sewing machine out and do this. It'll be for Valentine presents now, but that's okay. The whole point is I want them to know the joy of giving. I want them to learn the joy of giving. And so I'll get my sewing machine out. Vicki, you are going to love my sewing machine. It's a Hello Kitty sewing machine. I love it. Kathleen is one of my subs, and she sent me this brand new sewing machine when the pandemic first started. I had mentioned if I had a sewing machine, I would make masks. This was at the very beginning. She sent me a sewing machine. I love it. And Kathleen, you probably think I don't because you haven't seen it and I haven't sewn. But when I first got it, I got tons of fabric to make masks and to make bowl cozies and to make pillowcases for my grandkids and a bunch of sewing projects. And then in the middle of attempting to sew something, I just had a really horrible panic attack because my mother, bless her heart, she loved us, but she was the most critical person on earth. She was. I could do nothing right. She was so critical about every single thing. Uh, my brother was gone before. I mean, I never lived with my brother. My older sister, the way she responded to all the criticism is she did everything perfectly. The way I responded was just to do nothing because I wasn't going to be able to do it perfectly, and I didn't like the criticism. So don't try anything. Go get a library book. And go off in the corner and read your library book. When I was trying to do this sewing, when Kathleen originally sent me the sewing machine, I just had a really, really, really bad panic attack, and I just had to stop because in my mind I hear all of the old criticisms pounding in my head, and I just couldn't take it. But I am going to get my sewing machine out. We are going to make these. Rhett and Taylor and I are going to sew these. I've got a whole bunch of sewing projects I want to do so that they know the joy of making something with their hands and of the joy of giving. But anyway, I'm going to try to go back to sleep now. My cough is not anything like it was. At the beginning of this, it was just nonstop. So I'm grateful that I only have it in the middle of the night and it's a mild cough, but I'm ready to get rid of the headache. The headache is just excruciating. I just want to bawl. I asked Casey permission to add a picture of my kids and I, all of us, when we get stressed, we break out in welts. I asked, Casey had one yesterday, and I asked, could I take a picture and show you? Our bodies just don't respond to stress very well, and we're very stressful people. So I'm going to stick that in here. If you want to see what a welt looks like, here comes one. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm sorry I'm a whiny butt today, but I just thought, oh, they think I feel wonderful. I deserve an Academy Award. I'm going to go, and I will talk to you tomorrow, and I won't be a whiny butt. Here comes a picture of a welt. Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm going to have a wonderful day, too.